Hey everybody, Sam Birch here, and a lot of people on my Facebook and I work with keep asking me what's my recipe for the fake blood that I paint on my masks. Well, I'm gonna go over that today, and for fun I'm gonna show you some different techniques and tips and whatnot that you can do to props, like these two axes, this hockey mask, and a Smile at Madness mask. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing today, just showing you. I'm going to go over the recipe with you and just show you some techniques. I like to use acrylic paints. Personally, I go for True Red, Licorice, and a little bit of charcoal sprinkle. And you'll understand why. Now, the proportion that I use for each of these colors is 65% red, 30% licorice, and about 5% sprinkle. Now that's just about my guesstimation. I don't measure out each of these paints. It's just what I see when I'm putting the paint in the cup or the water bottle in this instant, and then I just kind of throw it out. Sometimes you might want to heighten it up a little bit with the black. You might want to heighten it down a little bit with the brown, but try to keep it true red, little to last, because once you throw a little bit of the true red in, it just dominates pretty quick. Because the idea is to keep it, a dark color, but you'll see when it's painted on here what I'm talking about. Also, you'll need glue. Sometimes I use wood glue, sometimes I use Elmer's glue. It just depends on what I got in hand, but glue's important. Hot water, not very much. You want enough just where the, I'd say no more than like a third of a cup of hot water usually does the trick. It just depends on how much you're wanting to make. But lucky for me, I already got a batch made up right here, and that's what it should look like. I'll put it in the sun a little bit. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It has like an off, I would say like a Barney color, but darker. I don't know. It's almost purple looking in the bottle, but trust me, when it dries, I'll show a couple examples of masks I've already done that have had this blood painted on it. But yeah, so you just want to shake it up a little bit, make sure everything stirs up, because sometimes the paint will set up top. I always notice that the black shows up on top and sort of just like, skims up to the top. And you can see this pure black line just straight across, so you gotta shake it up, mix it up with the glue, stir it up, and then I'll show you some paint techniques. Anytime you're mixing this, the glue, depending on what color your glue is, will dominate it and make it a lighter pink. But when I'm painting this stuff, I like to have this, I like to have the paint that I'm using right now, I like to have a consistency of almost like, I would really want to say like hot sauce, where it's like thick but still liquid in a way. That's kind of how I like to have it. So I'm getting ready to stir a little bit more because it was really thick. It was way too thick to do any painting with just yet. Like I said, you want to have it about the consistency of like hot sauce, just enough thickness, but still liquid. So I'm going to stir this up and then I'll start showing some paint techniques. My favorite technique is blood dripping. Where I take a straw, fill it up with some of the fake blood paint, put my finger on top of the straw, have some paint in my straw, just walk over it and just do that. Let it drop. That's it. You can aim. You can also draw with this. I mean, you can do a lot with this technique by with a straw. I learned learned this off of YouTube. Like a lot of my techniques and stuff I learned off of YouTube and just sort of like utilized it for myself. So it's like when people kept asking me about these like videos, like doing stuff like this, I was just like, well, I mean, you can look it up on YouTube. That's how I did it. But like everybody wants me to show it, so I mean, that's good business for me on my channel, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. When I paint stuff, I like to give it a story. Sometimes I also like to tilt it, let the blood flow different directions. I mean, it doesn't bother me that this stuff's like falling on the floor, like falling on the mat, because most of the time when I get done painting, I have to throw what I have left, but I always try to utilize everything I have. So this is how you can get some designs by just, you know, popping the axe up somewhere, letting it sit, letting it drip. You know, it gives it a natural look and not that art brush, airbrush stuff. So another thing I like to use for a technique is a paintbrush right here. Just douse it up a little bit. You can do whatever. Let's say I want to paint this up and make it look like it's been used. Now I'm going to say this much. Some people would say, well, what's the consistency to the blood and stuff? I look at it this way. The edge is where it's the end of the blood. This part is going to be thicker coats. This is where it's going to be needed to be thicker. But I'm also showing you a trick. What's really cool is my blood, when I apply this to this axe, so I'm going to do a thick layer right here and just edge out like here. And then I'll probably add some paint dribbles to give it that look like, you know, splash damage. Kind of gives it a characteristic, you know. You know, like somebody was swinging that sack, saying it, you know, went into his own head. So, what I want ideally is it to do this. And that gives it more characteristic. See, you know, people ask me like my technique and stuff. I like when I make something, when I make a mask, or if I paint a mask, I like to think of a story behind it. So it's like when I'm making it, it tells that story. That's really honestly the type that's how I love to paint. It's like I think of a scenario and then I put it into that project, you know. And it's like that's what I'm doing with this. Is like, you know, I'm pretending this axe went into a zombie's brain head. So it's like, you know, there's the gore part. Let's say, you know, some spray came out and nicked this thing. So what I'll do is just leave it like how it is, and then I'll basically just set it down, let it dry. Masks are fun. I love painting masks with blood because I can do a bunch of different techniques. I can sit here, paint a big old bull. No, I didn't. There you go. My bad. Sorry, y'all. There's a one-man crew on this channel. Just that, just a little bit. There we go. So I'm just gonna paint these masks up and just sort of talk while I talk about that. I showed some of my post pictures and whatnot of some of my projects. You know, some of the masks I've made, and this is the same technique that I do for every mask that I have and whatnot. It's just the technique I prefer to use. It's a technique that I enjoy using. It just it gives a characteristic. And you can do a lot with this blood. Like you can smudge it, let it dry halfway, smudge it so it has like, you know, like blood set there, but then someone wiped it off and it has that like blood ring going on it. Different styles that you can use for this paint and whatnot. is, the lighter it is, the less you're gonna see it. Just an FYI. I mean, it just depends on how you lay it. That's really honestly the truth with this paint. It's like, it's how you lay it on the mask and how thick the area is. Like what you can see, like with this, when I do this, and just sort of like spread this out lightly, the thinner it gets, the lighter it gets, where you can see more yellow. When that paint dries, it's going to be like a red filter spot just right on that spot. Just do techniques, do whatever you feel like. I mean, the good thing is like, you can wipe this off before it completely dries and it won't stain. Now I am going to say this, if it gets on your clothes, it's going to stain your clothes. You're going to look like you got blood on you. I dropped some on my boot and now I got this like red ring circle on my boot. So yeah, this is just my technique of how I paint my masks. Sometimes a little bit too much blood, too much, but like I said, you can wipe this off with a rag and alternate, because I don't, when I finish a mask, or any problem I'm working on, I really prefer to use what I would call a clear coat gloss on it. And the reason why I do that is because it seals it. I mean, the glue hardens the paint, so it's not just paint on there. Because I notice, like, sometimes with the acrylic paints, when I go to clear gloss anything, it will sometimes drip. So like when I'm doing the fake blood and stuff, and I want it to run thin, I tried doing this technique before, and I was trying to like make it where the paint was thin, but like blood, but when you add water to it, it thins out so bad that no matter how much more paint you add, it's still thin. It's not really that thick. So yeah, I've basically been doing this technique for a while and just trying to like get it just right, you know. So the glue just helps it. It helps it stick. It helps thicken it and whatnot. I mean, if you want a fast curing blood paint like this, I definitely recommend using wood glue. I prefer using wood glue because it dries so much faster, and it has a yellow tone to it, not the white tone. So when it dries, it gives it more of a dirt brown to the blood, like how blood should look when it's been sitting out for a while. So I'm gonna basically let these things dry and go over it with you. Show you what it looks like when the paint is finally done.